FNAF Fangames in 2020? Wow.
Mamma mia!
Hey there guys, this is Tyler and welcome back to another video. Before I introduce today's video, let me just say, 2020, what the fucking year it was. The cough, and other stuff I don't really want to mention. Yeah, it was really bad and I'm glad 2021 is here. But, one thing that has kept me sane throughout 2020 are the new FNAF Fangames that came out that year. Some were good, or even great, some were alright, and some kinda sucked. As well, there was the FazBear Fanverse initiative, which I gotta say, even though many people have already said this, Scott's a Chad. Also, other events like Fangames at Freddy's and Fangames at Reddit Season 2 have provided some FNAF Fangames to fill up the fangame void. Void? Yeah, void. Anyway, those certain good and great fangames I mentioned are the ones we'll be covering today. Welcome to the top 5 best FNAF fangames of 2020. Just remember, this is all my personal opinion and it's completely okay to disagree. So without further ado, let's get straight onto the list. Number 5, Sinister Turmoil Sewers. We gotta talk about Sinister Turmoil, don't we? Yeah, well, let's just say, Sinister Turmoil was a FNAF fangame that was in the works for years by Angus Games, but the main game got cancelled for reasons, but in the grand year of 2020, one of the levels from the original became its own game, which was the Sewers level with Mangle. Now, I gotta say, I really liked this one. I loved the execution of the gameplay, navigating through disgusting sewer tunnels so you can collect wrenches to fix to escape the sewer hellthane while escaping. Holy shit, what is that? Yeah, another thing is, I love the general atmosphere and presentation of the sewers. Whether that be the unique graphics and cool models of Mangle and the Cupcake, it works. As well, the cutscene after beating it is quite cool. The voice acting isn't all too bad. Now, if I had some criticisms here, I would add more secrets to possibly offer more lore, since a few secrets do exist in this game. I would add maybe another mechanic or character to raise the stakes, and the game could be a little bit more player friendly but still have it mostly, figure out yourself, so players can still have an experience while playing, and YouTubers can have some haha funny reactions. But all around though, I do recommend this fan game, even if there are a few flaws that could be touched up upon. Number 4, Five Nights at Sonic's Maniac Mania. I know I'm gonna get hate for putting a Five Nights at Sonic's game on a best list, but honestly, I love this game a lot. Basically, this is the ultimate custom night of the Five Nights at Sonic series, and I gotta say, it's definitely up there with Ultimate Custom Night in levels of quality. Now the question is it better than Ultimate Custom Night? Well, I'll answer that question after I give my opinions on this game. So basically, the number one thing I adore about this game are the drawings. They're amazing. It's got good shading, good designs, creative technique behind it, and it's all just a work of art. The story is also on par with the drawings too, and it gets pretty interesting, especially with the cutscene after beating Maniac Mania mode. Also related to that certain cutscene, I know it's a minor thing, but I love how it isn't just a cutscene, but rather an interactive cutscene where you can ask Dr. Golding what questions you want and he gives pretty enriching dialogue. As well, the gameplay is really fun. Like, it's to the point to where it's addicting. It just seems like all around effort was put into this and good ideas can be seen here. Other stuff too, like the music, achievements, shop, voice acting, secrets, and references are also great. Now, there is a main negative I have with this game, and that's a lot of the mechanics are reused from past FNAF and Five Nights at Sonic's games. I would probably add more original mechanics, but otherwise, this game's great. Now, is it better than Ultimate Custom Night? No. Don't get me wrong, I really like this game, but personally, Ultimate Custom Night is better in terms of story and graphics and being able to have more original ideas, with the only aspect Maniac Mania beating is the gameplay difficulty. Maniac Mania is more fair. However, I still highly recommend this fan game. It's proof drawn FNAF fan games can absolutely work. Number 3, Popgo's Arcade 2020 Edition. So basically, Kane was originally remaking Pop Goes and Pop Goes Arcade for 2020, but the Pop Goes 2020 remake became Pop Goes Evergreen and it was slated till 2021. But we got the 2020 remake for Pop Goes Arcade and it's really f***ing good. A lot of care was put into this game and it shows. Also, Gameception. Yeah, it's one of those games, but it makes the story of this game even much better. Also, it gets pretty freaky near the end of the game, which is always a plus in these types of games. The 8-bit graphics are also pretty great too. It's probably the best 8-bit graphics I've seen in any FNAF fan game, to be honest. Also, the gameplay is really fun and addicting. Although it took me 7 hours to beat this 100%, I think it was pretty worth it because there's a huge surprise at the end of the game, let's say, which is pretty cool. Anyway, the only negative I have with this game is of course the grinding. Now, grinding in games in general is not a bad thing, but if there's too much of it, then it sort of becomes an issue. I would probably just decrease the amount of grinding needed for the game, and that's probably it, so there's still some experience to be had. Again, the grinding issue is kind of minor, so I wouldn't let that affect your overall opinions on the game. In general, I adored this game, and I can't wait for Pop Goes Evergreen. Number 2. Another FNAF fan game open source. Does this count? If you don't know what I mean, let me explain. Basically, this was a FNAF 2 remake made by FNAF, the same developer behind A Shadow over Freddy's, Pork Chop's Adventure and Horror Show, and the upcoming FNAF Plus. So since this FNAF 2 remake was objectively better than the original FNAF 2, Scott took it down. Now, during the limited time this was available, I got to play it, and I gotta say, this remake is really great. I love how almost every aspect of FNAF 2 has been improved here. The graphics, gameplay, just everything. I also love some minor touches like how the mask is Withered Bonnie's face and the fan game references in the prize corner. Since the full version of this game never released and there was only a custom night, that's all I really have to say. I mean, there were bugs there and there, but that's kinda not a problem anymore now, is it? But hey, if this FNAF 2 remake by Phil is really that high quality, I cannot wait for FNAF Plus. Now, time for the honorable mentions. Number 1, PT or FNAF PT. Now, this is a great FNAF fan game. Let me explain. Basically, this is a fan game similar to FNAF 4, but it plays really well. The graphics are at top tier, the gameplay is well executed, the ideas introduced in the game with its aspects are unique, the animatronics have names that aren't very pro 2021. What else do you want from this game? I love it. But what makes this game at number 1 is this game is actually pretty terrifying. See, when you're playing, tension gets risen because you start to become unsure if you have dealt with an animatronic. Sometimes, some of the sound effects that mean an animatronic is there don't even play, so then you start to have a little terror inside you. As well, the atmosphere and ambience is an unsettling one which makes the experience more horrific. And there are even minor details like the Freddy plush sometimes staring at the player which gets really creepy. To make it short, this fan game is one of the most scariest FNAF fan games of all time, and that's why, in my opinion, FNAF PT is the number 1 best FNAF fan game to come out of 2020. Well guys, those were in my opinion the top 5 best FNAF fan games of 2020. What do you guys think? Do you agree with my list, or do you disagree? What would your list be? Let's talk in the comments. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy. The description below contains the download links to each of the games in this video, except for maybe open source, as well as my Discord server, Twitter, Instagram, Tyler Extras, the server address to my Minecraft Java Edition server, my FNAF AR username and friend code, and my Fall Guys number. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye everybody.